I'm Naima Latif, and if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
Hope Radio. Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution radio show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network called 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you. And Grand Rising. Thank you all for joining us on this edition of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. And we'll be right back after this brief break. So stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be back in just one moment. So stay
with us.
Hi, I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms.
And in case you didn't notice the resemblance, we're also three sisters.
We're going to be coming to you every week, sharing our successes and our mistakes as we navigate our lives as moms, wives, sisters, daughters, and of course, Black women in today's world.
We'll talk about it all: race, politics, religion, economics, culture, and we'll take a look at everything from whether or not to use corporal punishment to how do you teach your children about sex.
Look for our upcoming book, Growing Up Charles. It's a personal story about our lives growing up in Maple Park on Chicago's South Side. I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Black Moms. And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif. If you were paying attention earlier, you saw we had yesterday's title on. Every Wednesday, we are so excited to be a part of the Betty Shabazz International Charter School and teaching them podcasting. And one of the reasons why we are teaching this skill is because the world is changing. The way we do business is changing. The way we communicate is changing. And if you are not tech savvy, you're going to find yourself left behind. You're going to find yourself worrying about AI and robotics and whether or not your job is going to be there, or are you going to be able to get a decent minimum wage. You're going to find yourself worrying about all those things that are obsolete because we are now in a new economy. You need to keep up with the reality of these times. That old model of the employer and employee and the industrial revolution model that we all grew up with, that does no longer exist. It is fading out. And you need to be aware of the changes. Our children in public schools are being prepared for an economy that will not exist when they become adults. And they're being urged to go into debt to get a college degree that won't be relevant when it comes to what kind of skills they can provide and what kind of creativity they have to develop something that's going to benefit the society. The old structure is gone, and the tradition of the factory job is disappearing because those mundane tasks that people used to do are being replaced by robotics. And that's not a bad thing because it actually gives people more leisure time. And it also gives us an opportunity to create other things that are beneficial rather than people having to drudgingly go to a 9-to-5 job that they hate to do some little menial task. And then if the factory decides to close down or something else changes in the technology that makes that thing they're creating obsolete, then suddenly they have no job and no means of sustaining themselves. How many ghettos, how many slums, how many dilapidated neighborhoods do we see across the nation because factory work left the city and went abroad, or people's jobs were replaced by machines? We need not fear progress. We need to understand that the process of buying and selling has changed. People still need things. They still need to interact. They still need the comforts of home, and they still need to eat food. They still want to wear clothing. They still need transportation. They still need things. But the way they acquire them is different. The way we buy and sell is different. So the things we're holding on to are things that are disappearing. And what is reappearing, what is now appearing, what is being created is a new economy. So today, we're going to shop with Zoe. We're going to introduce a product that's real simple, something that every family needs if you've got plumbing, but we also want to get you ready for a new economy and to understand that people who create products that make life convenient or easy or more relaxing or whatever it is they create, if that's what they do, then all they need is someone to sell the product. And that's where the new economy is being created. People who distribute, people who sell, people who market, people who get the product into the hands of other people so they can be used. And those are the people who are sustaining themselves because their income is not based on 9-to-5 drudgery. Their income is based on their interaction with people. Their income is based on the people that they provide the product to and who pay them because they need the product. Sales is not difficult. You're giving people what they need and they're paying you because that's the means of exchange that we have agreed upon. But what we're creating now will eliminate all the things that have kept us at a state of conflict. Oh, people aren't buying from me because they're prejudiced, or people aren't giving me a job because they're racist, or people aren't going to let me make any money because they don't like how I look. None of those things matter because so much buying and selling online, you don't know who these people are. You're not buying a face, a color, a gender, or any of those things. An age, a sex, a body type. You're buying a product that you need and you don't care anything about the person supplying it to you. So these things that we fear, and we're brainwashing our children to think that they have these limitations. Why are we doing that? The world has changed. People are buying and selling online, sometimes in stores. But the creator of a product and the seller of a product, most of the time, it doesn't even matter. You just want the product. Today, we're going to show you a nice little gadget that can really help clean your toilet. The toilet blaster. Great. And of course, you want to save some money on plumbing. You want to be able to keep that toilet flushing. It's a handy dandy device. And you don't care who manufactured it. You don't care who owns the website that you ordered from. You don't care. You just want your toilet to work if it gets stopped up without you having to pay $400 to a plumber to come and unstop it. That's all you want. Something to make your life easier. And that's what the economy is about today. Making your life easier. And it doesn't matter who creates the product. It doesn't matter what their gender is. It doesn't matter what their age is. It doesn't matter what color their skin is. It doesn't matter what language they speak. It doesn't matter what country they live in. You just want the product that's going to make your life easier. And that's the new economy. So all of these things that we're teaching our children, well, you have to wear your hair like this, or you have to wear these kind of clothes. Well, you have to make sure that you put this kind of makeup on your face. Well, you have to make sure that you live at this particular address. Well, you have to drive this kind of car so that you can be acceptable to an employer. You have to put your resume on this color paper, and you have to use this kind of font to type in your resume and this is how you have to list all your job skills. All that is obsolete. I'm sorry. It is. So we have our children stressing about things that don't matter anymore. The new economy doesn't have anything to do with who you are. It's what can you create that makes my life better and how can you get it to me? The people who create it get paid because the people who sell it get it to the people who need it. And your identity doesn't matter because so much of it is done online. So let's erase those old concepts that keep us in a state of fear that other people are going to keep us from surviving. No one can keep you from surviving if you use your intelligence and your creative skills. You will always live in abundance. That's how the world is. And so we want you to call in 515-605-9325 or 727-731-5192 because we want to hear from you. Do you have ideas that you're ready to get to the marketplace? What things do you need to overcome in your own mind? Are you stuck on anger over racism? Are you stuck on fear that you're not going to get that low paying job? Are you afraid that someone else is going to come and take away that unskilled labor that you didn't want anyway? Are you stuck on immigrants that might get hired because they speak two languages and you don't? Are you stuck there? Or are you ready to free your mind and think, what do people need? And how can I create it so that they have it? And how do I sell it or find someone to sell it so that I can get paid? That's the new economy. Are you ready? Well, we're going to be talking to our host, Zoe Ma, in just a moment. And we're excited because we have a chance to open your mind. This is what we do. We have a chance to change your thoughts so that you can stop seeing yourself as helpless and at the mercy of other people's benevolence. You are powerful and you receive inspirations of things you can create. You receive that. Now, do you listen? Do you create the things that are given to you to create? Or do you talk yourself out of it and keep talking about other people won't let you do things? Are you listening to the voices of your unseen spiritual guides that are letting you know that you came here for a purpose, to help life to become better? And they're giving you inspirations to create and develop the ideas. Are you stuck on blaming someone else for not giving you a job? Or are you willing to listen to the voice of inspiration that's telling you how to create your own? Well, let's go to our phone lines and talk to you because, as always, we know that our listeners and viewers are intelligent and creative and powerful beyond measure. So, what are you willing to create today? And we want you to listen to what you say. Are you willing to take responsibility for your own future, or are you stuck on blaming someone else for not letting you do something? We want to remove the barriers to your success today. And we here at the Female Solution have provided a platform for you to sell things right on our products page. So we're going to open it up for the entrepreneur in you. Tell us what it is you'd like to provide that will make life better for others. And we've signed up some more prosperity partners too. Those who are going to help distribute your product so they can get paid and you can get paid and everybody can prosper. That's the new economy, and you can be a part of it. So let's go to our phone lines. And let me open the mic for 319-457. Give us your name, where you're calling from, and your comments or questions today.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Koopy.
Well, it's a great morning, isn't it? Yes, Koopy, thank you for joining us from Chicago. Yes.
Sound like you had a run this morning. It's like you ran 3 miles.
Yeah, I'm energized today. I finally got a decent night's sleep. So now I have a bit of energy I can share and hopefully help inspire some others. So you're a man with a plan?
Well, I'm a businessman. I've been a businessman for over 30 years. Running the business really helped me obtain peace and satisfaction in life, and not trying to compete against anyone but myself. A lot of times when you're in the workplace, you start competing against whatever. But owning the business, or I think everyone, even if you're employed, you should have a side business.
Oh, always.
It helps you. Mm-hmm.
I would definitely advocate that. I would definitely advocate that, because even if you are employed, you always want to have something that you control so that you never feel like you're at the mercy of other people. And this is a critical thing, because all a job is someone paying you to either help produce or help to sell something that they created. So you can create your own and sell your own product. So before we bring in our host, Zoe, tell us a bit about some of the products you've created. Tell us about some of the services that you have sold as an independent businessman.
My time, my service. I'm a little different. I'm not gonna say different, but I realize that when I provide a service, I'm actually providing my gifts. I'm providing an opportunity to be in my presence.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an ego, arrogant thing. When I show up at a business and do my work, whatever it is, I distribute products. People with other people need business, or a liaison. But when people see me, they know something is going to go down. Something is going. The situation is going to be rectified. I got to trade company connections. Hooked up a Chinese company with an Italian company. Made a lot of money doing that. When I went to college, I learned how to connect people together. If you needed a resource, I can go out and get that. So I'm not going to tell you what I actually do, but I want everybody knowing that. But what I'm doing now, I'm gathering all of my family, and we're providing resources and things for ourselves. Because my ancestors, my great grandparents, they had a family farm. Back then, I don't know if you know, black folks had towns. They had family towns. I landed down in Arkansas. We had a Laster Road with 20 children. They weren't trying to connect with everybody like we're trying to do now. We're trying to, come on, we need to get together. No, you need to get together with your family.
Well, you know,
That's what they were doing
sometimes
back then.
sometimes family isn't always
Once
entrepreneurial
once
minded.
family get together,
So
once
so how do,
family get together, then you can deal with your neighbor. Okay.
so let me
Well,
ask you
I have a
this.
family farm.
So let me ask you this, for people whose family just may not be entrepreneurial, maybe they, because that's a lot of people who have a vision of what they like to do and what they like to create and how they like to help their family develop a financial base. Sometimes the family has been conditioned to not believe that they have the power to do this. And so they'll say, well, I don't know nothing about that. I just, you get out there and get you a job with benefits. And I'm not knocking a job with benefits, but I'm saying you sometimes that first entrepreneur in the family has a difficult time because the family might not see the value in putting money behind an idea. Say if you wanted to open a store, or you wanted to develop a clothing line, or you wanted to develop a line of baked cookies or whatever it is, or you wanted to grow some collard greens in the yard or in the land you have, whatever it is you had in mind, and you could see a benefit of this, and you can see a business developing out of this. But what if your family doesn't share your vision? How do you then find people to be supportive? Because sometimes your blood family just doesn't see it. So what do you do?
My family sees it because you can
That's
take a
great.
little girl and make lemonade. You can take a little girl and put on a corner and sell lemonade. You know, you look at
Yeah.
your family and you say, what do you do? I have a cousin. She's 80 years old. She knits. Okay, she sews.
Yes.
So okay, well, I'm gonna bring you some of my, clothes that need sewed.
Well, you know that.
You have to look at the gift of each person. It ain't that
Yes.
hard.
Yes.
Everybody's making everything hard. It ain't that hard.
It's not
My
hard.
daughter
That's
told me the
right.
other day. My daughter told me the other day she gave away clothes to her friends. I go, that's a business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, it is.
So
Well,
it ain't that hard.
it's not that hard. It's not that
If
hard.
if you have a business and you're making $5 a day, you're prospering. You just move on from
Absolutely.
there. It ain't that hard. Don't compete against the big guys. Stop trying to be a millionaire. Just make your little income again.
Well, a little income can become a big income.
It ain't that hard.
It's not that hard.
It's hard when you're listening to others.
Yes. Never listen to people who discourage you. Well, hold that thought for a second, because we're going to come back to you. We're going to bring in our host, Zoe Ma, international businesswoman. And if you're watching online, of course, if you're watching our Facebook or YouTube channel, we've got our Prosperity Partners page up on the Female Solution website, and just go to thefemalesolution.com and go to Prosperity Partners, because we want you to also benefit from the selling of our products. And you simply send the link to the products page as a text from your cell phone to others, friends, family members, co-workers, etc., and get paid 20% of the sale price from each item they buy. Of course, that 20% is after expenses. And you type as a text message www.thefemalesolution.com/products, and you type in your rep number, which is your phone number, and send the text to the people and encourage them to buy. Of course, you get paid when they buy, and we send you just fill out this form. You can send us your Zelle number. We can send you payments, and you get paid what's called passive income, which means you don't have to do anything, and other people are exchanging money, and you're getting paid in the process. And you also get paid when businesses advertise on the Female Solution. Same thing. Send a link to the advertising page for the Female Solution Global Radio TV show as a text from your cell phone to your friends in business, and get paid 20% of the advertising cost of the ad program they buy. Type as a text the ad company, www.themediaconnectionproductionco.com/advertising. Type in your rep number, which is your phone number, and send the text to people and encourage them to buy. Payments to our Prosperity Partners are issued through Zelle every Sunday for payments received by 5 p.m. on the preceding Friday. Just fill out the form below, and here it is right here. So simple. We want to share the revenue, share the prosperity, and encourage people to participate in this new economy where people are getting paid because they are part of the process of buying and selling. That is the new economy. That is how you can prosper. And let's bring on our Thursday host to help you get ready for the new economy by figuring out how you can buy and sell products, whether it's in person or online, or just get paid when somebody else is buying and selling. And welcome, Zoe Ma.
Good morning.
Hey. Yes,
Good morning.
Good morning.
Everyone.
Yes. And this is so exciting to be able to give people some good news. You know, people have been just complaining and complaining and complaining. We had, yesterday we had a very intense conversation about the migrant issue because everybody's afraid of people taking their jobs. And the thing about it, like you explained, the jobs that we're afraid other people are going to take, a lot of these things are going to be replaced by robotics, by machinery, by artificial intelligence. And so the things we're fighting over are things that don't even exist anymore. What have you observed even in seeing the boom in manufacturing in China and how China has really expanded globally because they're taking advantage of this new economy?
Yes. Actually, we are actually witnessing a transition into the third version of capitalism. We know the capitalism started with Industrial Revolution in England a few hundred years ago. And that lasts for quite several hundred years, up to almost the end of 20th century. And
yes.
towards the end of 20th century, that before that, it's called industrial capitalism, which is you have the manufacturing, that someone produce something and that manufacturer has an employer and employee relationship.
Yeah.
And it was called the class struggle by the Karl Marx capitalism, the communism. And then now I feel it's so ironic. There's still like scholars so hang up on that theory, the class struggle between the employer and employee. But that theory is already irrelevant.
Yes.
Because China proved that the class struggle between the employer and employee is irrelevant in today's economy. And then after the whole globalization actually ushered in the end of industrial capitalism. The reason of globalization is the Wall Street want to relocate all the manufacturer into China to Asia. So what they can do is profit from the intellectual property, how to make the product. They don't care who make the product. They just want to make money from how the intellectual property of how the product is being made. So now you hear all about, China is stealing the intellectual property. Hey, if you don't give the manufacturer to China, they will not steal their intellectual property because you tell them how to make them. And then you say, they steal it. Because that was the Wall Street want to find the enemy, that what they did is they eliminate the employee altogether in the United States. And they make the employer into China. And that's why that was the second, that was the financial capitalism. Just making money, not from manufacturer, but the ownership of intellectual property at the expense of the job, the employees, the workers. So now you see the rampant loss of jobs. It's not China's fault. It was actually take two to tango. Is China and the Wall Street. They are the tango partners. That so now we are going to the third phase of techno capitalism. Basically, the Amazons, the algorithm, the Googles, Amazons, Facebooks, TikToks, and then Alibaba, and in China also have Tencent. All of those, the platforms where the products are being sold. I was fascinated with this theory because last week I have to drive to Wisconsin for my job for 4 hours. So I listened to this economist, former finance minister of Greece, and then he's a leftist, and he is making a lot of sense. I really encourage him, you to listen to him. His name is Yanni. I will put the name on later. But that's the future. The war between China and the US is nothing but a turf war. Is whose algorithm? Is Amazon's or the Alibabas? That was the whole thing. But he was saying is this is the end of capitalism, because the capitalism is actually another form of servicism, that actually instead of the socialism and the capitalism, socialism and communism and follows the demise of capitalism, actually the whole world go back to the servicism. So what it means right now is the technology conglomerate is destroy the manufacturers, destroy the employees, the laborers, the working class. We all, because when what the US didn't realize, when they outsourced the manufacture base to China innovate on over the manufactured technology that transferred by the US. Mm-hmm. The whole process become outdated. In China, because there's a lot of people and then a lot of talent there, they figured out a way to upgrade the manufactured technology, and they make it more efficient. So the products become higher quality and lower cost. When I was in Cuba last summer, I was stunned by how much solar panel were in Haiti. Mm. Because you think solar panel, that's a high tech a product. Yes. How can a sub-impoverished country like Haiti using solar panels to replace its as a standing for their electrical grid when the whole country is out of power? Mm-hmm. That's what China did for the world. Make a high-tech product so affordable and improve the quality of life for average people.
I think that's one of the important things. If we can understand what the philosophy of business can be and should be, then we never have to fear another nation developing a better brand of something, because if the purpose is to make life better, then whoever comes up with the product, that's a good thing. And then we make it available for those who need it. That's what the world is supposed to be doing, to exchange ideas, products, and services so that life is better for everybody. And no one needs to live in poverty. Like you just mentioned, the people in Haiti, yes, they are struggling because they need electricity. And now they have a product that generates electricity and it's affordable.
and it's what's called clean energy coming from the sun. So it's benefiting people and making life better. So China is not an enemy because the country created a better brand of solar panels. We all need to be using solar energy. We need to evolve so that our use of energy is not depleting the earth's resources, because we're all living on this earth. So whoever has the inspiration to create something that's going to benefit everybody, that's a good thing. We just have to change the way we think about business. We keep thinking it's competition and you're going to take what I have and you're my enemy. No, we're all trading partners. If we can change our thoughts, then rather than us having our children spend 12 years learning useless information, preparing for an industrial economy that no longer exists, we can help them create solutions to problems. And they can be using that time to think and explore and travel and visit other places, see what people need, go to other places, see what other people are doing in terms of manufacturing and designing things, and come up with products that can benefit the world. That's what our education system needs to look like. Not preparing people for a job that no longer exists or preparing them for factory work that's obsolete because it's going to be done by robots. We need to see the world as it's evolving and not as it was. Like you said, that time is gone and it's not going to come back. So we got to live for the future, because the future is now.
Yeah. So how we actually adjust to the new reality, economic reality.
New reality.
You know what? It's a benefit for individual person because there's no more monopoly of resources. Like before, you have a power company, they can cut your electricity. Your life will be ruined when you don't have a electricity. Mm-hmm. But you know what? In Haiti, you can say go, do your own things. We don't need you, power company. We have our own electric power provided by God. The sun.
That's right.
God created the sun, and sun provided the electricity for us. So right now, the world is no longer be monopolized by few people.
Yes.
So we all can find a niche for all of us. So the new technology, new economy is the algorithms. Okay. Now we are talking about the AI. The AI is collecting information from all of us.
Yes.
Your shopping preference, your daily routine is all those information being collected to be used by Amazon, by Google, by TikTok.
That's true.
By Alibaba. And they push the product, the news, the product to you.
That's right.
Based on your own information. So what in the past, in the feudal system, the serf system is the land, is where you rent the land, the peasant rent the land, and the landlord collect that fee, collect the part of the produce, right?
Right.
But today, our data is the land. And then when the product is sold based on our information, Jeff Bezos, Tesla, Apple, they all profit from that information.
They figure out how to sell you what they see your interests are. And we shouldn't be afraid of that reality, because this is how information is tracked. Your cell phone is a tracking device. Yes, it is. That's why there was, as you all may remember, a government program to make sure everybody had a cell phone. Even if you have a government phone, it's a tracking device. It's a device to determine where you go, how much you spend, what your interests are. They want you to have access to the internet so they can see what things you're exploring. What are you researching? What are your interests? What are you buying? And so they can sell you things based on what your interests are.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of it. Just understand that that's what it is. And it doesn't have any power over you. They just want to know how they can sell you something. So
Yes.
you have the same power to figure out how to sell people things.
Exactly. So so basically, well, I want to talk about two things here. Is our data being collected, that we are the land for them to make money, but we don't get anything out of it. So we have to demand at one point the collective ownership of our data, that we should, I remember 4 years ago when Andrew Yang running for the president 2020, he was saying data is the new oil, the gas, the petrol oil that make money, and we don't get a penny out of it. So sometimes
like data is the
demand
new
because it's our data, it's ourselves, our identity that makes somebody else rich. We should demand a share of that. That's one thing. Another thing is, well, let's go back to the market 1,000 years ago. The market started before the capitalism, before the Industrial Revolution. That was after when the agricultural society get more developed, they have extra product, they have the surplus, and they are trading. So this market economy is as old as human history.
Yes.
Now we are going back to that form. It is on a digital platform. Now we can use that to our advantage, because the surplus from the manufacturer out of China, mostly, there are also other part of the world like Egypt, or Turkey. Actually, Turkey also, because I was in Turkey last Thanksgiving, I was very impressed with Turkey. I would just like bring people to go to Turkey, Egypt, and China, the little Africa, to see the marketplace. Get average people are actually benefiting from it. People in America should learn how the outside world is doing, and we need to learn how other people improving their life. We can do the same.
Absolutely.
So
we can do the same.
Yeah. So we are educating here is how we can benefit from today's new capitalism by the information that the kind of product, how to match the product to the consumer. A matchmaking.
Techno-capitalism. I like that. Yes.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we're living. This is techno-capitalism. And there's nothing wrong with capitalism. All it is the basically the science of buying and selling. And nobody needs to matchmaking. I like that. Matchmaking. It's just matchmaking. What do you need? How do I get you what you need? It's just like if you're looking for a person, what kind of person are you looking for? Let me find you somebody that fits you. Well, what kind of product do you need? Let me find you something that fits you. You're in real estate. People looking for a house. Well, let me find you a house that fits you. So simple. It's just matchmaking. So we don't need to be afraid of it. We don't need to see people who have mastered it as the enemy. All we need to do is look at our own skills and abilities and figure out how we fit in. Because, like you said, Zoe, the world has changed and we are stuck on a model that no longer exists. And we're wasting our children's time having them in school for 12 years to fit into an industrial economy that does not exist. They're being prepared to go to factory work when there's no factory work that exists. They're being filled full of useless information that they can't use for anything. They can't create a product with it. They can't develop a service with it. They can't sell it. They can't do anything with all this useless information that they're being given that has no connection to their lives at all. And so they come out of school, 12th grade, frustrated, and then they're told to invest in a college education to learn more useless information that doesn't fit the new economy. And I'm not knocking a college education. I have one, you have one. It's great. And it expanded my mind. I made some great friends and developed a skill that I'm now using. But the fact of the matter is, there's so many people that are going into industries that really don't have anything to do with a product or a service that's needed. And so they say, I can't find a job. Well, what did you study? And what skill did you develop that is needed that people will pay you for? And if you can't come up with a skill that people need, then why did you learn those things? What was it for? And I'm not saying that college is useless. I'm just saying reevaluate what you want to give to the world in terms of a service or a product that you think people need. Spend your time learning about that. That's what your time should be spent on, because people aren't going to give you a job in the way that jobs were created before. And there's so many in debt, college educated, degreed people that are angry and frustrated because they got to pay those college loans back, and they still can't find any employment in the area of their field, which was something that was obsolete when they started studying it anyway.
Yes, I mean, I have a friend who just told me her daughter went to University of Chicago to get a degree in archaeology, and then for over $80,000 a year tuition. And when she graduated, she couldn't find a job. Now she moved to New York for a marketing job for $50,000 a year. So it's a common sense.
So this is what I would.
This is what I would. Education is investment.
Yes, it's an investment.
It's an investment. You want to see if the cost. You had to do a cost analysis. What kind of job you can get after you graduate? Because right now I'm facing kids going to college. That's the thing we are talking about.
Yes. What are you going to do with that knowledge?
How much is this degree is necessary for what you want to do in the future?
Absolutely. We've got a caller. I thought I saw a caller on the line. Well, if you change your mind or you decide what you want to say, just hit 1 again and we'll open your mic. We got callers on the switchboard here, and of course we've got viewers watching us on Facebook and YouTube. Feel free to write in your comments. We've got a comment from Viata, our Friday morning host.
Hi, Viata.
Grand Rising, beautiful sisters. Taking back our power and ownership is the 2024 agenda. Yes, that is the 2024 agenda. Taking back our power and ownership, because there isn't anybody that controls our future. And you know what I would say to college students that are or potential college students, if you want to major in archaeology, that's fine. But first, before you spend any money, find an archaeologist that needs somebody who's going to do research and is going to help them in their archaeological pursuits. Find them, get an internship with them, and get an agreement that you're going to go to school so that you're going to develop the skills that they need. So when you get out, you're going to work for them. Have that job already lined up so that you're learning the things that can help in that area of your interest. There's nothing wrong with being interested in archaeology. But if you're interested in it and you don't know any archaeologists that are trying to hire you, then you're playing what? You're gambling. You're gambling with your future, because you have no idea who needs what it is that you know. Who needs your knowledge that you spent how many thousands of dollars and how many years learning? So I would urge every high school student who's considering college, decide what you want to do, and then find the person that you want to work with. Again, matchmaking. Okay, if you want to be in, say, radio, TV, and that's what we're teaching our students at Betty Shabazz. So next week, we're going to have somebody in the radio business that's going to talk to them, be one of their guests, explain to them how the business of radio and TV, so that they can visualize themselves in that position. They can get set up now with internships, learning the business. We know Oprah Winfrey, I think she was 19 when she first entered television, because she won some kind of contest and then she got the job at a radio station. Oh, look at her now. She has her own network. So this is what happens when you plan your life based on what you want to do with your life. Don't just invest money haphazardly in a college education hoping somebody gives you a job. Get the job before you invest in the college education. Work in the field that you're interested in with somebody who needs your services. And then when you go to college, you're getting training that you know is needed, and you know where you're going to provide that training when you leave college. So you are not just shooting in the dark. You have a plan, you have a future, and you're developing your skills for that future. That's intelligent. Do not just go to college and spend all that money to learn some things and hope somebody employs you. You're going to be disappointed.
I think, like I said, college in America especially is an investment. So because you are going to debt, you want to consider if it's a good debt or a bad debt.
Yes.
You know, the good debt is like, see, if you get a mortgage and then buy a house, you get a loan, a mortgage loan, but you know the few years the house is going to be appreciated. So that debt is good debt. But when you buy a car, and then as soon as they take the car off the dealership, the car depreciate, the car loan is a bad debt. So you have to decide if the college, when you actually, the degree will, when you graduate, it will pay you good money. Yeah, you can do that. But if the degree, when you get out, graduate, doesn't give you any employment opportunity, forget about it.
It's
I was
a bad
curious
debt
about it.
Yeah,
Oprah Winfrey, if she has ever been to college. Did she go to college?
Well, you know, and I opened the mic for 813. We're going to come to you in just a second. But she tells a story about how she was in college and she was given a chance to go and work at a radio station. And she was like, well, no, because I got to go to college. And I think she said one of her college professors said, look, what's wrong with you? Why are you spending money paying to do something when people are offering you the job already to go and do it? That's what you're going to college for. What's wrong with you? You stupid. You know? So the whole thing is, why would you go to college to get a job when people are offering you the job right now? So no, she didn't have to spend, 4 years getting a bachelor's and then another 4 years getting the master's and then another 4 years getting the doctorate. She was in the business at 19. She started working her career then, and she has never looked back. She was in radio, and then she was in TV, and then she had her own show, and then she developed she owned her own show. She learned how to get the ownership of her own production. She created a production company. She created her own network. So if you have a vision of what you want to do, nobody can control whether or not you get a job. Create. That's what we're here for. So
and
learn from that. College does not, if you're taking time to go to college, instead of working in the field that you're interested in, you're working backwards. So before we take a break, let me go to our phone line, area code 813-646 Grand Rising. Thank you for joining us. Give us your name, where you're calling from, and your question or comment for Zoe.
Yeah, Grand Rising, LA.
Hey, LA.
Just real, some quick bullet points on this. Probably so people can see a broader part of the landscape on this.
Mm-hmm.
Mainstream education, no matter where you go, public or private, basically provides you with indoctrination, which they call education, to work for other people.
Yes.
So you can take that where you want to. Next thing is, I would suggest that everybody go online and put it into the search engine, map of Mexico in 1790, the year 1790, 1790 or 1795. Look at the map of Mexico, and if you look at how big Mexico was in 1790, you'll see that if translated to today, that's about, Mexico at that time was about 70% of the landmass of what we now call the United States.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, what's happened between 1790 and today is Mexico was basically, through what we now call the United States, gentrified to where it is now. by immigrants. Now, and I mean this in a positive way. All kind of immigrants, including immigrants from Africa, that were the common denominators. They were all capitalists, and they were looking for free enterprise opportunities. And that's how Mexico got whittled down to what it is today. So it's still happening today. We still are a country of immigrants, but the ones that come in with a fresh new set of eyes and they can see opportunities that are sitting right in front of most people that have been here, but for some reason they just, for instance, like where I'm at right now, I'm in between like four. Somebody, I think Cooper mentioned it, this podcast, family business. I'm in between four carry-out Chinese food businesses, which average over $1,100,000.
Wow.
Over $1,100,000 a year. That's the average intake on a regular Chinese takeout carry-out in the United States. So there is a lot of opportunities here, but we need to stop looking at what other people do, and then you'll find opportunities that you can take advantage of right where you stand. So I'll land my plane on that.
Well, thank you so much, LA. Yesterday, LA, I mentioned the story that you told on your podcast. The man who was so distraught because this boarded up house that had been sitting on their block for years and years and years. One day, a group of Spanish-speaking people came with their contractors, their roofers, their construction people, their painters, their carpenters, and remodeled that house in the space of one day. The next day, it was a whole new house. And this man was telling the story, and he was so distraught that the people who lived there just never thought to do it, never organized the workforce to do it. But there it was. These people came in, refurbished that house, could rent it out now or sell it or whatever. But it had been sitting there boarded up, dilapidated all those years. And the people living on that block, the people living in that community, nobody did anything. And there it was. Some people came from outside and refurbished that home. And he just felt so bad that the people in the community didn't have the vision to do it and didn't have the wherewithal to pull together the workforce to do it when it could have been done at any point in time. So that's what we're talking about today. There's nothing stopping anybody from doing anything. We get stuck on, well, these people won't give us this, these people won't let us that. Nobody's stopping you from doing anything. Just do it. These people just did it. So, yeah, I was telling that story yesterday, I think, as we were talking about the whole migrant issue and fear of somebody taking your job and all of that. There's no job for anybody to take.
You got to create. You got to create.
You got to create your own. And nobody's stopping you from creating your own. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, LA. We always appreciate your insight. And tell us again about when we can watch your show or see your show or hear your show.
The podcast, which we've been on for 10 consecutive years now, it started off titled It's My House, but we've grown. So we changed the name some months ago called DIY Shacks, which stands for Build It Yourself.
I like that. Build it yourself.
And we call it Shacks because I discovered that about 25% of the planet does not participate in the banking system. They do not get 30-year mortgages. They don't get any mortgages. They just build their houses themselves, and they live debt-free. So that's our new name, DIY Shacks.
I like that.
It's on 10:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time, and that number is 619-768-2945. And I listened to this program, The Female Solution, for about a good 3 to 6 months before I started my podcast. I started what you were doing. So,
all right.
I don't know how many years you've been on, but I've been on 10.
I've been on 12. Yeah, since 2012. Yeah, we started in 2012, so that's 12 years. 12 years. Yes.
Well,
So
congratulations on it.
And congratulations to you. And let me hear that phone number again. Give us that number again.
Yeah, it's 619-768-2945.
So that's 619-768-2945.
Yeah, and BIY Shacks, which means build it yourself. You learn how to build something yourself, you can save a whole bunch of money, including building yourself, like you've been talking about solar. Just one last comment. There was a lady, Angela Sladek, out of Germany, the Black Forest here in Switzerland. Her and her husband started, they put the local electrical grid out of business. Their village used to be powered by nuclear energy. And they didn't want another Chernobyl happen. So it took them a matter of years, but they bought out the local power company, and they just started in the pub, a neighborhood pub, a village pub in Germany. They started educating their neighbors. I'll send you the link later today, the video off of YouTube. Anyway, their village started their own solar power company, which takes in over 100 million euros a year. Wow. That is powerful. We're talking about people that live in a village.
Yes.
Okay.
These things are doable.
So anyway, I'll send that video to you later today.
All right. I'll be looking for it. Thank you so much, L.A. Davis from Central Florida. Yeah, we got to take a break and we'll come back. And I do have solar panels on my home, and in a few more years, it'll be paid off. I will own my own electric company because I will be producing my own electricity. And this is the wave of the future, to become self-sufficient. And we're going to find ways to have everything in the house electric, and then maybe add some more panels so that all of our electricity is provided for by our solar panels. And we're looking at all kinds of things, building solar farm and everything else, because this is the future. And if, like you just said, Zoe, the big power companies, they don't have the power anymore because people are using other kinds of energy. People are creating other means of generating energy. And so all of this is going to change, and we have a chance to be a part of it. So we'll be right back after this quick break. We want you all to stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be back in just one moment, so stay with us.
Hi, I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms.
And in case you didn't notice the resemblance, we're also three sisters.
We're going to be coming to you every week, sharing our successes and our mistakes as we navigate our lives as moms, wives, sisters, daughters, and of course, Black women in today's world.
We'll talk about it all: race, politics, religion, economics, culture, and we'll take a look at everything from whether or not to use corporal punishment to how do you teach your children about sex.
Look for our upcoming book, Growing Up Charles. It's a personal story about our lives growing up in Maple Park on Chicago's South Side. I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Black Moms.
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like...
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world.
Big difference.
Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/The Media Connection TV.
YouTube it. We'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, and if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, People are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money. And your business can be making you money right now.
Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. 70 Culture World Peace Restoration of Light transcends culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Shin-Suk Kim of the HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. And today is the day we shop with Zoe. So, I think this is really a chance for some people to get out of their thinking that their future is depending on somebody else's decision. If we can help you all do anything today, we want to shake loose that thought that other people's decisions determine whether or not you prosper. They don't. I mean, look at all things like Zoe, you've just mentioned, the reality of information being the new oil, the new commodity that is going to bring prosperity. If you can figure out what people need and how to sell it to them, you can make money. That's all the economy is about. It's all it's ever been.
Yeah, I think I told you earlier. I have been a real estate agent for about 20 years. And then so after 20 years, I was so good at it. It took me my last deal. It took me less than 24 hours to make $25,000.
Wow.
Because as a real estate agent, to me is a matchmaking. You know what the client, the home buyer wants, and you do your research with all the information, all the house listing it. You find the one that match that person, and then it takes it took me like less than 24 hours of work. Find the listing, negotiate the price, write up the contract, and so on. So, and that to me, that skill is called matchmaking. You actually find a basic listing. You actually do value added. If the listing is on the website, it means nothing. But when you put your insight to the listing and explain to your home buyer why this product, this listing, this home is the right match for him. When you improve your skill of matchmaking, you close the deal and make the money. And so to me that was just, I didn't want to work too much. One deal is enough. So that whole year I just worked one deal and then I'm done. Of course, the real estate is a little bit different. In America, everything is a licensing. You have to be part of a membership. To me, it was like it's a monopoly. It's
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's the thing. I think there's always somebody that wants to control what you do. So real estate, sales, there are ways to get around getting a license, but as you discovered,
the licensing is very. I think real estate licensing is very strict. So
yeah, it's very strict.
I don't want to touch that, but we can always start with something neat, something small, and then Amazon. What Amazon's good at it? Matchmaking.
Yes. What do people need?
They actually push all the things you might like to you, so you may buy it. So the whole point is matchmaking. They study your shopping habit.
Yes.
What kind of things you like.
They do.
So they push the product to you. They match the product with you.
That's right.
And you can do the same. And you can have your own little micro Amazon business.
Absolutely.
That you match the product with the people you know. So I think a couple weeks ago, I introduced a product, the bathroom, the toilet plunge blaster.
Yes,
and
yes.
It was so good. So I brought my other set to my Wisconsin property, and they have a clock in the kitchen. They use it, and they say, "Whoa, it works magic." So now and then I have it. I actually need to order again. It just came yesterday.
Yes.
So
for those who are watching, it's on the screen. The toilet blaster.
Yeah. So I'm just having this. You can see I'm opening one. It just delivered to me yesterday.
And anybody with a bathroom is going to need something like this. If you've ever had a clogged toilet and you have guests coming over, you know what a horrifying situation that is. You got to get that toilet fixed now. And you may not have time. You'll call in the plumber, and then they got to schedule for next week. And you got a dinner party today. You need to blast that toilet clean.
I think, and then you know what? This is something that, like I said, it's easy to sell. Everybody has a toilet, have a bathroom, and a lot of time they have this issue.
Yes.
And so you can just sell this, and then you have your own little business.
Yes.
Maybe you specialize the things in the bathroom. Remember, we have the toilet seat warmer.
Yes.
And this one, so you have a little store now selling two products for the bathroom that you can go to almost every household and sell it.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
you develop the kind of relationship with your friends and family that you always have. You kind of know what they need. Then you are matching a product that you select and with your friend family. And that's what Amazon's doing that. And that's Amazon is making money on that. And why don't you do it the same?
Absolutely. And the thing about it, when you look at how Amazon sells to you, like if you ever go to a place, if you ever go and you buy, say, you might be buying a gift for somebody who had a baby, and you go and buy a baby blanket. Next thing you know, they'll be sending you all kind of advertisements about baby products, because they figured out, okay, somebody in your life has a baby, so you need baby products. So we're going to send you products about bottles and and you know, baby blankets, and we're going to send you diapers and all kinds of things. They're going to send you advertisements because they know that you bought a product that indicates somebody in your life has a baby. That means you're going to need more baby products. So that's all they're doing, is just seeing what you need. Like you say, matchmaking. What do you need? If you buy certain hair products, well, then you're going to all of a sudden start getting on your phone, you know, advertisements for hair products, or, you know, beauty products. I mean, they will basically observe what you are interested in and try to match you with another product that you will buy. That is the simplest way to get paid. So, like you're
And
saying,
you don't need to
anybody
go
can
to
do it.
college for that.
You don't
The
need to
matchmaking skill, you are born with it.
Yes.
You are born
Yes.
with it. That's how you make a friends. You match yourself with the people you like.
Yes.
That's a matchmaking skill. We are born with it. We are social animals. We are born with it. You don't need to
Yes.
college with it. And so use that skill to improve, make a living. You know, one thing I feel very sad yesterday, you know, in the past few days, I watched a lot of podcasts, and I subscribe a lot of podcasts by Black YouTubers.
Mm.
And then one guy said something and make me feel really sad. And he said, you know, my interest, women and sports.
Wow.
And I say, oh, so make a living.
Mm-hmm.
It's not part of your interest. Only women and sports.
Wow.
And that's, I think that guy was 25, 30 years old. And he feel like it was normal. To me, that was a teenager's thinking. Sports and the women, that's for teenagers. And for a man like 25 years old and above, you should feel ashamed that. And that was the problem in the community, that you are still living like a teenager, have no responsibility of make a living, to improve yourself, take a responsibility as an adult.
So now if his interest is women in sports, then he needs to figure out how what he does or what his interests are can, like you say, earn him a living. If all he does is watch sports on TV and look at the women and be broke, then he's not thinking. But if you're interested in women, okay, fine. What is it that women need that you could supply? Would you sell women's clothing, or would you sell women perfumes, or would you sell women's shoes? I mean, what would bring you into the presence of women in a way that you could get paid? Or you like sports? Okay. Would you be a sportscaster? Would you be a person who's into sports medicine?
He has no interest. He has no interest to build himself financially.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he can build himself financially. He can do, you know, build a business. That would be one of his interests. But to me, as somebody 25 and older, still do not have put a priority on being financially independent through ownership or have a job or something dedicated to. It means his dedication is womanizing and sports.
So what creates that kind of a person where they are a passive observer in life and not a participant in the creation of life to make it better for themselves and others? What happens to make a person passive like that, where they just wait for things to happen? What is that saying? There are three kinds of people: those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who wonder what happened. So so what happens that makes a person so passive that they can do nothing but watch the world go by and not be a creative participant?
Those people destroy the community. Those people who are 25 years old and older still think they are proud of themselves, that have two interests in life, is womanizing and watching sport. that actually the kind of man that destroy the community. Because womanizing, you hurt some woman. You are not committed to another woman. And then if you don't build a family and have a goal to support a family,
right?
You are still living a life like a teenager. When you don't have money, what you do? Go out and rob? Carjacking?
So now the question is, what creates that mind? Because I've seen a lot of people who emotionally, they never evolved past, say, 16, 15, 14 years old. They didn't evolve into a responsible adulthood. And, and I talk about this in my book, The Female Solution, which of course evolved into this show. But one of the things that happens when you don't have an example of what it looks like to evolve into a responsible adulthood, if you don't have anybody in your life that's showing you the stages of taking responsibility for your life, creating a means to take care of others, developing your skills and intelligence, and learning the rules of the world that you live in so that you can be a productive contributor. If you don't have anybody showing you what that looks like, then you don't evolve past a dependent teenage mind. You just don't. And there have been people who maybe they've had their life disrupted by a family breakup, maybe parents split, and they didn't have that household nurturing. Maybe they had one parent that had to work all the time, stuck them in daycare or whatever. They didn't learn some very basic social skills. Maybe they had a disruptive situation. Maybe a parent went to prison and wasn't there. Maybe they had a parent that was on drugs and couldn't function.
I think the society as a whole. Society as a whole is American culture.
Well, what happens when a family falls apart, if you don't have other people in the community or your extended family or whatever to step in and help to continue to raise that child will not develop into a responsible adult.
I think because America, the culture is not about self-sufficient. Okay, they need you have the employee. Because in China, I saw the little videos. There's single parents everywhere. It's not China to have single parents household. The mom, because there's no safety net handouts, welfare. Okay, so what happened is the mother have to drag this 6-year-old out selling food stall. They sell street food on the street corner. The kids witness the mom working hard selling just a food truck in the street corner. That's the education. And in America, because you are trained to be employed, the salaried slave. And to me, America is they are trained people to be salaried slave. They don't train you to give it the initiative that you can make your own decision, make your own living. You are looking for some job, looking for employment, and you can't find that employment. Then you sit around and passive. America has so many barriers for self-employment. Unbelievable. Like you can't have a food truck.
Well, this is one thing that I observed the last time I went to South Korea. And I've been going there the last several years for the Global Peace Conference hosted by HWPL, which is a global peace organization. And the last time I went, I observed that people would take their truck. I mean, you could just have a regular truck, but they would turn it into a mobile store, and they would be selling food out of their store. It might be a regular kind of vehicle, a regular truck or van or whatever, but they made it into a mobile store, and they sold products, whether it was food products or whatever, clothing, whatever it was, but they were making money from their mobile store. And it's almost like every corner you see, a store. So you didn't have to pay rent on this big storefront kind of thing. I don't know what the, whatever licensing requirements they are, but it was obviously made easy for people to sell things. Here, sometimes they put obstacles in your way, because some people would be selling things on public transportation. Well, I think they outlawed that. Okay, this was how some people were making their living.
Yeah,
and
but
then,
even when I was in Turkey, you have you have the underpass or overpass. They have store right inside
yes,
the underpass and the overpass.
yes, yeah,
It's
I was
so easy. I mean, I think here in America, they outlaw you to make a living.
yes,
Unless you are a slave, you are
and unless you,
salary slave.
They had, as a matter of fact, I remember there was a conflict. This is the reason why we elected when I was living in the 5th Ward and of Chicago, and the current alderman, she was having people who were trying to make money on the street selling things, and the business owners, the people with the stores, they were complaining. So she would have them arrested if they were outside trying to sell, just little inexpensive things, hats, scarves, gloves, socks. Because that's how they feed their family, and they didn't have money to pay rent in a storefront. So the people with the storefronts were saying, well, these people are disrupting my business. They're standing outside my store and they're selling. I pay rent and they don't. So she was shooing them off the street, and we were trying to get her to, well, at least find a way to let these people get licensed so they can sell, because this is how they feed their families. And she was like, no, they don't have a business to get off the street. So we organized.
That's why
another alderman in that position who was more sensitive to the needs of street vendors, because you have to have a government that allows people to freely make money. This is supposed to be free enterprise.
Yeah.
So when you restrict people, or you treat somebody like they're a bum because they're trying to sell something, but then someone else, you treat them well and they're doing the same thing, that's not right. Everybody should have the right to sell products that are legal, that are helpful. If you're selling socks in the wintertime and people need socks, why is that a crime? People who manufacture socks, they need people out there selling socks to people who need socks. So everybody might not go to a store, but they might sell them on the public transportation. They're riding to work. So I didn't see a problem with that, but you're right. They've made it difficult for people to sell things here because the city wants to get paid for you to buy a business license. I understand that. And just all the different things that people need. You got to register your business and so forth. So, the fact that people were trying to be independent salespeople made it difficult, because they didn't necessarily have money for all the licenses. But how do you get started from scratch if you have nothing? And this is what a lot of the conflict is. And I'm going to ask people to mute your phone so that you don't have background sound. Please mute until we call you. Please mute your phone. If you're on the on-air network, please mute your phone. And one of the things that we can do is to encourage more entrepreneurship by making it possible for people who don't have a lot of money to be able to have places where they can sell. And sometimes, you have different events where people will be a vendor and so forth. Even those things, don't charge such a high price that people can't even make a profit. Make it possible for people to earn a living, because many people are putting their children through school with and putting food on their table every day by the little products that they're able to sell as street vendors. So we need to respect those that are trying to make a living selling things that are legal and wholesome and helpful.
I think now, just like the new technology, the social media is the new marketplace. You do not need to stand in the street corner, okay? And you can compete with the store owner now, because everything is on social media. Yes. So now we have to promote that. You can do that. If you before you didn't have the opportunity because the city outlawed the physical retailing on the street corner, but you can do it on the phone. You can collect all those your neighbors and tell your neighbors that you are selling things and tell them. So now we need to actually educate our young people. Just you are not no longer sweet 16. Okay? The girls and sports, that's for 16-year-old.
Yeah.
You need to
you need to grow
up.
But you know what? It is so easy because I like I mentioned before, I watched my daughter. She was between jobs and she created an online business on Instagram, and she was selling products. And then she would go and buy the products wholesale and then sell them online. And, she took a picture of it, posted it, and put a price on it, and had a account set up with the post office. They pick up the packages and deliver them. I mean, she just, I'm like, okay. She didn't miss
she learned from you.
In between jobs, she had a business.
But you should learn from you. But we need to have more of those family that single mothers who work on 2 or 3 jobs, that they don't have a time to tell their kids you can do that. I mean, I think yesterday they were saying, people should get jobs. They need to work 2 or 3 jobs. No, family should not work 2 or 3 jobs when they have to raise a kid. That's a child neglect. Then that's a social problem. When you talk, for me, I basically quit my job when my son was born. I never had a job ever since, because to me, my time with him is more important than go out and get a job. I will figure out. I'm not doing a 9-to-5 job. I'm going to just work here and there so I can be available. Just one job. I lower my expenses, and then just live in a very simple life. And to me, spend time with the kids when up to they're 18 is more important than make another minimum wage job. It means nothing.
Absolutely.
So, but I think with the social media, like, that's what I mean. The techno-capitalism is actually give us the opportunity. We can all be macro Amazon.
Yes. And that's an important thing for people to realize. You have this cell phone. This is your mobile store. You can be selling all day long on your cell phone, because people are ordering products all day long on their cell phone. So it doesn't matter what your race is, doesn't matter what your gender is, doesn't even matter what your age is. You can be in business right now. And you will find every now and then, you'll see some young person saying, "Oh, I made $1 million and on my phone," and you think, but yeah, if you just learn how to work a basic cell phone, you can create a business online and be making money in your sleep. We say it all the time. It's possible. It's your matchmaking. What do you need? Let me get it for you. That's all business is. That's all it's ever been. So we don't ever need to be afraid to be in business. It's just matchmaking. I'm giving you what you need. I mean, the people who sell illegal drugs, they're doing the same thing. Okay, you're in distress. Let me give you something that's going to make you feel better. That's all they're doing. So, it's the same concept. And I think it was Joel Osteen that was telling a young man who'd gone to prison for selling drugs. He said, if you can sell drugs, you can sell real estate. And he's right. It's the same thing. You can sell insurance. I mean, you can sell something that's legal, the same as you can sell something that's illegal, because it's the same process. Giving people what they want, giving people what they need, giving people what they're looking for. You're just matchmaking. It's the same thing. So for our young people who aren't seeing success in their communities because so many people are sitting around unemployed and not figuring out how all they got to do is just sell something, they need to see how easy it is in today's economy. Just use your cell phone. You don't even have to have a website. You can do it on your Facebook page. You can do it on your Instagram page. And you can be making money, and it's so simple. Just sell people what it is that they're looking to buy. That's all Amazon is doing. So we have for those who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube, we have our products page up on the femalesolution.com. website, and you can order our handy expanding travel bag, our Breathe Better Ben Lang Chung Bang Lang Chong ET, right? And a hiney warmer for your bathroom. And of course, we've also, it's still kind of cold outside, and you may also want the fancy foot warmer. You can also use them as hand warmers. And then also we want you to get the toilet blaster, which is a product that you will definitely need if you've suddenly got a problem with your toilet that you need fixed right away, and you don't have time to wait for that plumber, because you got to have that toilet in shape right now. And here it is. And of course, you can go on our website and order, and you can go to our Prosperity Partners page and get paid from others who order. Your recommendation, they buy the product, we pay you a percentage as well. So we want to share the prosperity.
Yeah, I think yesterday we were talking about the new migrant crisis in Chicago. You know, I signed up, like I said, recently I signed up many podcasts by Black Americans, because to me, because I'm a new immigrant, I'm a first generation immigrant. But nobody gave us a free handout. Okay, we have to work for it. And then we already have existing homeless population that they need resources, and for the city and the governor just all of a sudden they've been for years. They say there are no housing for our own homeless population, especially in the south side, west side. All of a sudden now they have all the money now. To me, I mean, it's a slap to the face of Chicago people.
Yes, and there's a lot of anger about it.
I mean, I'm totally on the side of the residents on the south side and north side, the south side and west side, because those communities already lack resources. Why don't they put in the North Shore? There's here's all the wealth. Why they have to put all the people that you put the poor people in the per community? That you actually
recipe for disaster, isn't it?
You put a disaster in the salt of the
two
world.
Groups of people that are both feeling desperate and feeling like they don't have enough, and that's the mindset that makes people steal.
Yeah,
and that's what they're creating.
I think the worst thing is when I see in near Obama Library. I did a few years ago. I went to the neighborhood in the Obama Library. You know what I find is very disturbing to me is so many public housing in that neighborhood that you actually put all the poor people together, and none of them have the purchasing power to support a business.
Yes.
And then you actually drain the resources in the neighborhood. The housing should be in the wealthy neighborhood. You need to be mixed income, mixed neighborhood.
You have to create, and one of the things that when they first announced that they were going to have the Obama Library there in the Hyde Park area, and Leon's Barbecue, it had closed down, and he decided to reopen, and anticipating that there's going to be greater traffic. Now, if people come and buy a lot of barbecue and all that, that could be an income generator. One store can attract other stores. So you might have some other restaurants that come in there. You might have some other kinds of stores that take advantage of that traffic, maybe. But you have to have something that brings in people to bring money so that the money can circulate. And if you have nothing, like you say, then there's nothing to support industry if you don't have something generating a population that's bringing in money. So all of these things have an impact as to whether or not a neighborhood flourishes. And we've got a statement from our Monday morning mindfulness host, Zelda, who says, "Grand Rising, beautiful queen teachers. I smell the aroma of entrepreneurs watching." Yes, absolutely. We're encouraging people to be in business, and she says mobile businesses are growing. Even shoe shine trucks in Atlanta has several trucks now. That's right. I mean, if you can figure out how to take your vehicle and make some money from it, you will never be broke. And even whoever came up with Uber and Lyft. Okay, yeah, we had cab drivers, but it just, what about the average person that's going to pay all that money to be able to get the cab license and all that? Can a regular person just drive you, and can you make it safe? So people figured it out. Okay, well, you can get to know who they are online, because we're all connected by the internet, so you can know who the driver is, the driver can know who the passenger is. There's an element of safety, and then there's no money exchange because it's all electronic banking. So this was brilliant. This is how you take an existing system and make it work, and that was brilliant. And so now you have so many people who are helping people get to where they have to go, and they're just regular people, and they're doing it part-time, full-time, whatever. But all you need is a vehicle. And sometimes you don't have a vehicle. You can rent a car and drive Uber or Lyft and have a car and have a business. So it just takes some intelligence, some ingenuity, some creativity. We can create the businesses based on matchmaking. Give people what they need. I don't have a car. I need to get someplace in a hurry. Let me call my Uber person. Let me call my Lyft driver. And there you are. So it's simple. It's so simple. So let's think of some other businesses that fulfill a need, because nobody needs to be broke. And we got to take one last break. And I know we got some callers on the line. I'm going to open your mics. After this quick break, we want you to stick and stay. Shop with Zoe. You can blast your toilet clean and get ready for the new economy. Go to thefemalesolution.com, order your products, and fill out that prosperity partnership agreement so that you can get paid for helping other people get what they need. We'll be right back, so stay with us.
Hi, I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms.
And in case you didn't notice the resemblance, we're also three sisters.
We're going to be coming to you every week, sharing our successes and our mistakes as we navigate our lives as moms, wives, sisters, daughters, and of course, Black women in today's world.
We'll talk about it all: race, politics, religion, economics, culture, and we'll take a look at everything from whether or not to use corporal punishment to how do you teach your children about sex.
Look for our upcoming book, Growing Up Charles. It's a personal story about our lives growing up in Maple Park on Chicago's South Side. I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Black Moms.
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world.
Big difference.
Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/The Media Connection TV.
YouTube it. We'll see you soon.
over 25 years of experience in criminal and civil matters. That equips me to handle the challenges and role full circuit Cook County judge. I am dedicated to ensuring that as a judge, all many community members and colleagues who trust my legal insight and intuition have recommended me for legal work and recruited me for promotion and community service. They I humbly and respectfully ask for your support. Thank you. Now share with neighbors, family, and friends. Punch 148. Elect Democratic candidate Miss Wendy Williams for judge March 19th, 2024. Paid for by Wendy Williams for judge. I am Wendy Williams, and I approve of this message.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, and if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif, and I believe and we are here with Zoe Ma. And we want you to shop with Zoe. We got some callers on the line.
Hello.
That we like to bring in. I believe we have Rashida Ali on the line.
Hi, my name is Mama Norma from 841 East 79th Street.
Oh, Mama Norma.
I'm supposed to meet you today.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
With Minister Plum.
Okay, and
but I won't able to make it this morning. I won't able to make it, so I just called to let you know. I won't able to make it. I will be at the shop later today, so you can please call me at 773-723-5927. I have a stomachache and I won't able to make it this morning.
Well, we hope you're feeling better. We certainly do hope you feel better later on. Drink plenty of room temperature water, not cold water for a stomachache. Room temperature water is helpful. Also, tea be helpful. And we want you to feel better, so get some rest. And we will talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't wait to meet you. So that's pretty soon. But right now, I didn't even sleep last night. My stomach was so bad. So
oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Please let Minister Plum know, because I'm looking for his number in my bag. I have it at the shop.
Oh, well,
I don't have it here.
Oh, well, I understand.
Please inform me.
All right. Well, thank you so very much for calling in. We appreciate you. All right. And I believe yes. And you have a great day, ma'am. Take care of yourself. Feel better.
Thank you. My phone is acting up, so.
Oh, okay. It's okay. We appreciate you. Bye-bye. All righty. And let's see. And I believe we've got Rashida Ali on the line.
Yeah, you too.
Yes,
I'm here.
Rashida. Thank you so much for calling us. We appreciate you. We definitely want to inspire you today.
You were talking about, yeah, you were talking about entrepreneurship and building. Norma, the lady who just called, she's a pioneer senior, and she has a West Indies bakery on 79th and Cottage Grove. Unfortunately, she and I are in the same boat as entrepreneurs. She's been there for 40 years, and one of the Black Caucus members owned the building and didn't pay water bill. The water bill is $64,000, and she's under a lot of duress trying to survive in her 40-year-old bakery. So we're drumming up support to help her. Me, grassroots organization founder, is putting on the GoFundMe page a GoFundMe to help her. She goes to court on the 11th of March. She's 82 years old, still functioning in her business. She has a license. She's passed inspection, but the water bill is $64,000, and she's under my duress. So we're fundraising to help her, as well as me helping myself with grassroots organization as an independent service contractor. So just wanted to let you know is we're fundraising, like people sell commodities, or we're fundraising for development as developers in the community. So find your heart to support these two minority women entrepreneurs, we would be very grateful. Okay.
Now, when you say fundraising,
why does she have $64,000 water bill?
Yeah, why does she have a $64,000 water bill? How did that happen?
That's because of a way that the European political men are treating minority women in business. She's been paying.
Yeah, but that's like a highway robbery.
And she had a business there for 40 years, so it's not like she didn't know she was there. It's just everybody seemed to have a disrespect for us. That's all.
So I mean, this is definitely not making any sense. How did the water bill get that high? And she doesn't own the building though, right? Doesn't someone else own the building?
The one who's supposed to pay the water bill, they sent to me. The one who owns the building should pay.
Yeah, that sounds like she.
Disrespect for Black female entrepreneurs. I know me.
I think she needs to take
all the plans to the federal building.
$64,000 of a water bill is outrageous.
That is outrageous.
14 counts on one of my projects. So, you
shouldn't pay for it, and then you shouldn't file a lawsuit against that, because that's a highway robbery.
We are too.
Right. Yeah, that sounds like a lawsuit. It sounds like she probably either needs to talk to a lawyer if the alderman is not able to help, because sometimes aldermen's offices get overwhelmed and they don't always have the skills to know legally what her rights are. But she sounds like her rights are violated. She needs to come out of victim mode.
The lady did turn the water on for her, and we have a meeting Monday with the older woman. However, she goes to court on the 11th because they're tax redemption.
She's got to, Rashid, listen to this thought here. She's got to come out of victim mode of these people are disrespecting me because I'm a Black woman. She's got to come out of that mode. She's got to come in. She's got to come into the mindset of listen, Rashida. She's got to go into the mode of I'm a powerful businesswoman, and I have allies, and I have a. But you just said it. You just put that energy out there. You just put that energy out there, and that makes a difference on how she handles this. Because if she is going in there feeling like she doesn't have power, then she will present herself as if she doesn't have power, when she in fact is a very powerful businesswoman, and she has allies, and she can change the laws based on. She should not have had a $64,000 water bill. Something happened. Something didn't happen a long way. Anyway, we're actually out of time. I'm glad she's standing up, and we will definitely follow up on this. But this is one of the things that we keep saying. She's created a wonderful business, and she has the power of that business behind her. Plus, she needs to coalesce with others in that same situation so that laws can change. So nobody would end up with a $64,000 water bill because somebody else that they rented from didn't pay the bill. So whatever housing situation is being violated, that needs to happen.
To come to a meeting today, okay?
Well, we got to go now, Rashida.
You can come if you want to help.
We got to go, Rashida. The show is going to be over in 20 seconds. But we do want to thank you all for bringing that to our attention. We want to empower our business people, and this is one last thing I want to say. Learn all you can about your rights as a business person, the power you have as a business person. Make sure that you have on your team, when you go into business, somebody who understands the laws, somebody who understands finance. They always say when you go into business, have an accountant and have a lawyer. If you're not one or don't have one in your family, have somebody who can look out for your legal rights before you get into trouble, because $64,000, you're in trouble, and you've been in trouble a long time if it's threatening to shut down your business. You got to have your water. So, moves should have been made a long time before it got to this point. And sometimes we go into business without enough legal advice to keep us from getting taken advantage of. And I think it's important for us to not be stuck on what other people's intentions are, but to know what our powers are, so that we can always operate from a position of power and never of one of a victim or weakness, because we are powerful people with knowledge and skills and abilities, and we just need to know that so that we can step forward in our power. Like Mama Joy always says, walk in your authority. Know that you have the backing of the business community to do what you need to do, so that this will never happen to anybody else. That's what I have to say about that. So we must go. But last word, Minister Plump.
Yes, that's at West Indies Bakery Incorporation at 841 East 79th Street today at 1 o'clock. And for more information, call Mama Nora Stephenson at 773-723-5927. Thank you. God bless you. We love you.
We love you more.
Keep up the good work. And for all the entrepreneurs, they are 23 superstars, just like you and me. God bless you. We love you, Noma. Sister Naima, you're a baby Oprah Winfrey.
Well, I love Miss Oprah, but we're all who we are, and we all do what we do because we all have a calling. So let's do our best. Thank you, Minister Plump. So now,
God bless you.
God bless you. And this is a thing, and I want us to be able to see the world differently. And when we can see things differently, we can make different decisions. there is a way to proceed with everything. And so often we look at things from the point of view of who doesn't like me, who's trying to hurt me, who's discriminating against me. And most decisions are made based on people's desire for money. And it doesn't matter whether people like you personally or they're prejudiced against you or whatever it is. If they do something that's unscrupulous because they're trying to get paid, that's a reflection of their ethics. It has nothing to do with your power as a human being. So what we're stepping forward with in the new economy is an ethical way of doing business so that what we provide is to help life get better for all who enjoy our products and services. We're here to serve. That's the mindset that we have to go into it. And for people who want to be in business, they need to take the time to study the laws, just like we talked about, Zoe, being in real estate. Study the laws, get the license, do it right, and do it ethically. That's all that's necessary. If you do things right and do things ethically, then even if somebody comes along who is unethical, you can catch it in enough time before you get in trouble. And you can form coalitions with people who want things to be done right. There are more people who are trying to do right than are trying to do wrong. So we just need to find each other and be empowered with that knowledge that there are more people trying to do things right than trying to do things wrong. And when we can see the world that way, then we don't go into a situation with anger, hostility, suspicion, and conflict. We go in to resolve a problem. Because what we're doing, we're matchmaking. What do you need? What do I need? Let me give you what you need. Let you give me what I need, and everybody's happy. And that's how the world is doing business. That's why we're here to help facilitate that new thought in this new economy. So last words of wisdom, Miss Zoe, before we go?
Well, like I said, it's a new time for us. It's a new economy, and then God created this new is a historic right now. So we can take advantage of this historic moment that we can all become micro Amazons, and just by using our own skills, the matchmaking that we are born with it. We are social animals. We know how we make friends. It's how we make customers. So I think we can use this economy to reshape our life. We're going to reshape Chicago to our benefit from now on. So let's take advantage this opportunity, this new dawn, a new time, that new opportunity for us.
Yes, let's take advantage of this new time and this new opportunity. Think about, what do people need? How can you give it to them? That's all business is. So become the entrepreneur that you are. Even if you do it part-time, whether you do it part-time or full-time, just do it sometime and make sure that you control the process of creating your way of life, and never feel that you are at the mercy of someone else. Yes. You are powerful beyond measure, and you have the power to create.
Absolutely.
So thank you all for joining us on this Thursday, and come on back tomorrow for Health and Well-Being with Viata. And we will see you there right here on the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. Until that time, continue to shine your light.
Yes.
Pulse Radio. Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution radio show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network called 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you.
Goodbye.